Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to unravel a story that starts with, believe it or not, a couple of peach baskets in a dusty old gym and ends with a multi-billion-dollar global force that literally shapes our culture. Let's break down the incredible journey of basketball.
Just take a look at this. On one side, you've got a simple, weathered hoop in the middle of a neighborhood. On the other, a massive arena, packed to the rafters, buzzing under dazzling lights. This is the real magic of basketball. It's a universal language spoken everywhere, a game that really just needs a ball and a little bit of hope. And that accessibility, that's the secret sauce. That's why it has such a global appeal. This is a game that just jumps over cultural divides, creating this shared passion that brings together people from every single walk of life. It's just an amazing testament to the power of sport. But here's the thing. The story we're digging into today goes way beyond the final score. We're going to explore how basketball became this absolute cultural powerhouse, influencing what we wear, the music we listen to, and even the way we talk about social justice. All right, so how did this whole thing even start? Well, it wasn't some grand plan for a global empire. Nope. It started with a pretty simple problem that just needed a creative fix. Okay, picture this. It's December 1891. A teacher, Dr. James Naismith, is just trying to keep his students active inside during a brutal New England winter. So what does he do? He grabs two peach baskets, a soccer ball, and invents a game. And from there, it just exploded. Fast forward to 1946, we get the BAA, which then merges with its rival in 49 to become the NBA we all know. And then, in 1976, the NBA makes a brilliant move. It adopts a game-changing rule from a rival league, the three-point line. And Naismith's first set of rules, all 13 of them, they were all about one thing: skill and finesse. You couldn't run with the ball, you couldn't get overly physical. It was all about strategy. And that focus on brains over pure brawn, it's still at the very heart of the game today. But the craziest part is that the biggest revolution in the game didn't even come from a new rule. It came from a whole new way of thinking. A revolution that was sparked by that three-point line and totally fueled by the power of data. This was basketball's Moneyball moment, for real. And this right here, this is the simple yet game-changing idea that turned everything on its head. Thinkers like Daryl Morey championed this, shifting the entire focus from just making shots to making the smartest shots. I mean, it's basic math, right? 3 is always better than 2. This is exactly why you see players pulling up from way, way downtown now. It's not just for show, it's a calculated gamble with a massive payoff. So all this new thinking got some researchers at MIT asking a pretty wild question. They wanted to figure out what's actually more valuable for squeezing out one extra win in a season. Is it spending millions more on players, or is it hiring one data geek? The answer, well, it's pretty shocking. So get this, the MIT study basically put two options on the table. Option A, you bump up your team's total salary by almost $10 million. Or option B, you just hire one data analyst. And what they found was that both of these could get you that one extra win. That's right, one analyst's brain could be worth nearly $10 million in player talent. Unbelievable.
And boy, did NBA teams get the memo. I mean, just look at this chart. Back in 2009, there were only 10 data analysts in the entire league. By 2023, that number had jumped to 132. Analytics isn't some side project anymore. It's absolutely essential to winning. Okay, so the data revolution completely changed the game on the court. But what it did off the court, that fueled an even bigger explosion, cementing basketball's status as a true cultural phenomenon. Seriously, basketball's cultural footprint is massive. It's in the sneakers on our feet, the hip-hop in our headphones, and even in the important conversations we have about social justice. This is a game that has gone so far beyond sports to become a really powerful force in our culture. And hey, if you want proof of this cultural takeover, you literally just have to look down at your feet. The simple basketball shoe has become this global fashion icon, a symbol of style, and the engine of a multi-billion-dollar industry. It really all blew up with one guy and one shoe. Michael Jordan and the Air Jordan. All of a sudden, sneakers weren't just for playing ball anymore. They were a status symbol, a piece of art, a collector's item, and this lit the fuse for a global phenomenon, creating this passionate community of sneakerheads who will pay a fortune for the rarest pairs. And it's not just about the gear, right? It's about how we connect with these athletes.
Social media gave players a direct pipeline to their fans, letting them share their wins, their losses, their whole personality. And that created a much deeper, more personal connection, making us feel like we're really part of their journey.
So, okay, we've established that basketball is a cultural and commercial juggernaut, no question. But what about its actual impact on the cities that host these teams? Does a championship parade really mean a winning economy for everybody? Well, the answer, it's a little complicated.
You know the pitch, right? A shiny new stadium's going to bring thousands of jobs, it's going to boost local businesses, revitalize the city. It's the dream. But a really detailed study from the University of Maryland, Baltimore County, well, it tells a very different story.
Okay, just check out the numbers on this table. It shows the real economic impact that pro sports teams have. And yeah, there's a tiny little boost for amusement and recreation, but the study found a negative impact on restaurants and retail. So what kids? Well, it's pretty simple. When you spend your money on a basketball game, you're not spending it at your local restaurant or shop. It's what economists call substitution. The money just moves around.
So, at the end of the day, basketball is this incredible game of contrasts, isn't it? It's a global force that brings people together and a massive engine for culture. But its economic promise doesn't always trickle down to the communities that cheer the loudest. It's a good reminder that even in sports, there is always more to the story than what you see on the court.